Coming up on 5 Minute News. Barrett opposed abortion on demand, raising doubts on Roe. In big states, tiny counties, Trump attacking voting rules. And push to bring coronavirus vaccines to the poor faces trouble. It's Friday, October 2. I'm Anthony Davis. Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett signed a 2006 newspaper ad sponsored by an anti-abortion group in which she said she opposed abortion on demand and defended the right to life from fertilization to the end of natural life. The ad, which had more than 1,200 names attached to it, appears to be the most direct expression of Barrett's opposition to abortion and is sure to intensify debate that she would vote to restrict, if not overturn, abortion rights if she is confirmed to the Supreme Court. It was not included in materials Barrett provided to the Senate Judiciary Committee for her pending High Court nomination, or in 2017 when she was nominated to the job she currently holds as a judge on the Federal Appeals Court based in Chicago. Barrett, meeting for a third day with senators on Capitol Hill, declined to comment when asked why she did not disclose the ad on her questionnaire. Barrett was a professor at the University of Notre Dame Law School when she and her husband Jesse, along with other people affiliated with Notre Dame, signed the brief statement sponsored by Right to Life of St. Joseph County, Indiana. The statement was part of a 2-page spread that ran in conjunction with the anniversary of the Supreme Court's Roe v. Wade ruling in 1973 that declared a nationwide constitutional right to abortion. It's time to put an end to the barbaric legacy of Roe v. Wade and restore laws that protect the lives of unborn children, the other unsigned page of the ad read. Barrett's name on the ad points in the same direction as her membership in Notre Dame's Faculty for Life group and her name on a 2015 letter to Roman Catholic bishops affirming the value of human life from conception to natural death. Trump said in Tuesday's debate that he didn't know Barrett's views on Roe v. Wade and didn't discuss them with her when they met in the Oval Office 3 days after Ginsburg's death. She said in her Senate questionnaire that no one had asked her about her views on any specific legal issue. When Donald Trump's campaign took issue with a new rule on processing some votes in North Carolina, it didn't just complain to the Board of Elections and file a lawsuit. It wrote to some of the state's 100 local election offices with extraordinary guidance. Ignore that rule. The North Carolina Republican Party advises you do not follow the procedures, Heather Ford wrote in an email to county officials last week. The email urging defiance was a small glimpse at the unusually aggressive, hyperlocal legal strategy the Trump campaign is activating as voting begins. Through threatening letters, lawsuits, viral videos, and presidential misinformation, the campaign and its GOP allies are going to new lengths to contest election procedures, county by county, across battleground states. That means piling new pressure on the often low-profile election officials on the front line of the vote count, escalating micro-disputes over voting rules, and seeking out trouble in their backyards. The local approach is already producing a blizzard of voting-related complaints. Trump and his allies have then seized on the disputes, distorted them, and used them to sow broad doubts of fairness and accuracy in order to suppress the vote. Trump's campaign says it's simply trying to ensure a fair election. It says the explosion of disputes is a result of Democrats making efforts to change the way America votes during the coronavirus pandemic, largely by expanding access to mail-in voting. More than 200 lawsuits have been filed over voting procedures in the election. President Trump, for months, has falsely cast doubt on the integrity of the U.S. voting system. His primary target has been mail ballots, which may be used by as many as half of all voters as people look to avoid crowded polling places. Trump has blamelessly claimed they will lead to massive fraud. Meanwhile, 2 conservative operatives were charged on Thursday with felonies in connection with false robocalls that aimed to dissuade residents in Detroit and other U.S. cities from voting by mail. The calls falsely warned residents in majority black Detroit and urban areas in at least 4 other states that voting by mail in the election could subject people to arrest, debt collection, and forced vaccination. The investigation found that the 2 men created and funded the robocalls in an attempt to deter voters of color from participating in the November election. An ambitious humanitarian project to deliver coronavirus vaccines to the world's poorest people is facing potential shortages of money, cargo planes, refrigeration, and vaccines themselves, and is running into skepticism even from some of those it's intended to help most. In one of the biggest obstacles, rich countries have locked up most of the world's potential vaccine supply through 2021, and the US and others have refused to join the project called COVAX. COVAX was conceived as a way of giving countries access to coronavirus vaccines regardless of their wealth. It is being led by the World Health Organization, a UN agency, Gavi, a public-private alliance funded in part by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation that buys immunizations for 60% of the world's children. COVAX's aim is to buy 2 billion doses by the end of 2021, though it isn't clear whether the successful vaccine will require 1 dose or 2 for the world's 7.8 billion people. Countries taking part in the project can either buy vaccines from COVAX or get them for free if needed. One early problem that has emerged: some of the world's wealthiest nations have negotiated their own deals directly with drug companies, meaning they don't need to participate in the endeavour at all. China, Russia, and the US have said they do not intend to join. You can subscribe to 5-Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app. Ask your smart speaker or enable 5-Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Please subscribe, rate, and review us at 5minute.news. 5-Minute News is an independent production covering politics, inequality, health, and climate, delivering unbiased, verified, and truthful world news daily.